Good afternoon. I'm really looking forward to this particular blog because it's kind of the theme of my life. Waiting, as in waiting for something to happen, is the main theme of Whiteheart, and it's actually been the main theme of my life. I waited to have children. I waited to build a house. I waited to get my doctoral degree. I waited for a practice to be set up. I waited for this book to be published. I wait all the time. Each day I wait for the coffee to be made. I wait for the dogs to poop. I wait for the phone to ring. I wait for the chicken breast to cook. And I wait for the doorbell to ring. I wait to laugh with someone. I wait to heal someone. I wait to pray with someone. I just wait to serve someone. Waiting is really the name of the game. Now, I think God has got something special in mind for those of us who wait on Him. And I think there's a value in waiting. So the question I have for you is, what is this value in waiting? Well, I've been thinking about it. And I think the first value, the first characteristic we get when we have to wait is the awareness that God's perspective on time is very different from us. Where He exists in eternity, time does not exist. Time is irrelevant to Him. He says that one day is as 1,000 years. So that is one of the things that we learn when we begin to wait. Another value or characteristic that comes from waiting is a sense of changing our priorities. When we wait, we have to rely on what God is going to give us, not on what we have right in front of us, not on what has been serving us. We no longer can grasp the thing because we're waiting, and so we have to be content. The third value in waiting is that it changes how we actually go through life. We have to keep our eyes on that which is invisible, the invisible hope that God gives us. We need to learn to walk by faith, not by sight. So there is a definite value in waiting. It changes our perspective on time from human perspective to God's. It changes our priorities from relying on ourselves and material things to relying on God. And it changes our focus from walking by sight to walking in faith and looking towards that which we hope for. But there's definitely a cost in waiting. And an interesting thing is the Hebrew word for to wait is the same as the Hebrew word for to suffer. And it's the word chul, or Chuwl, cool. Believe it's a hard C. This is the same as writhing in discomfort, like a woman in travail. We have characters in the Bible who have cooled. We have Noah. He's up on the deck of the ark and he's waiting for the water to recede, and he's cooling as he waits for the waters to go down. We have Esther the night before she goes into the king. She's cooling as she anticipates what she's going to do. We have the psalmist who cools for fear of death. We have Jeremiah who hears the sounds of battle and his bowels cool. So the question really is, how are we going to handle this uncomfortable feeling of waiting or of cooling? Well, the scriptures give us specific suggestions. They all have to do with the fact that we just must be still before the Lord and wait. In Psalm 37:7, it says, "Be still and wait patiently for Him." Psalm 135 says, "I wait for the Lord. My whole being is waiting for the Lord." And then we have Lamentations 3:6. It says, "It is good to wait quietly for the Lord." But the fundamental reason that waiting is important is because we are promised a blessing if we wait. Isaiah 30:18 says, "Blessed are they who wait in the Lord, who wait for the Lord." And blessing is this equivalent of happiness. So here we have it. We have that if we don't take time too seriously, that if we rely on God and not our material things, that if we walk by faith and not by sight, we can wait. And what I want you readers to think about is how Madeline is handling the waiting, how LaSalle handles the waiting. And I hope each of you can grow in your experience of waiting for the things that you're desiring, the things you're praying about. I waited a long time for White Heart to come out, and I am really looking forward to getting feedback from you as to whether this book has been effective in helping you grow in the Lord. So, with that in mind, we've only got a few more weeks left. I can't wait to draw this to a close and get some more feedback. And just thank you and have a great weekend.